All right, and now we are officially live for another edition of Sunday or weekly market outlook. This is Rich Vendiga here with my co-host Brent Badal, and he's gonna kick us off here. So Brent, appreciate you, bro.
First, bro, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. So we have lots of good stuff going on here. I'm going to share my screen, talk a little bit about the news, what we got going on, a lot of stuff happening in the world. Quickly a reminder, of course, we're not financial advisors, anything like that. But we've been doing this for a while now. We've been doing this now for 5-6 years. And the news is something definitely important that I like touching a lot, getting into. It's something that we don't, like I always say, fall into the smoke. So it really doesn't matter to me what's said sometimes into the news. It's knowing what type of news it is to make sure we could trade accordingly and take advantage of it, right? Of whatever the market wants to give. So tomorrow we have FOMC Waller speaking. Waller's actually been getting up there in the ranks. Waller's been hitting some ranks too, and he's not in akashx and MDC, but he's been hitting some ranks because Waller really, when he spoke, he's an FOMC member. Nothing really happened, and right now they're starting to get a lot of attention towards him, which is very interesting. But we have that happening tomorrow, 8:15. Nothing really to worry about. Nothing that I'm really focused on when it comes to tomorrow, Monday. Tuesday, same thing. Pretty chill Tuesday. Nothing really to check on as far as what comes to NAS and what comes to gold, things of that nature. So really chill on that end too. Wednesday, we have FOMC meeting minutes. Those do not know, meeting minutes are simply going over what was said on the prior meeting. So the last FOMC, last time that Powell spoke, that's when that was going. So they go over really what was said. So we're not something that we should really see a big move happen at that time, but we can see a little bit of moves just to be ready on that since Wednesday. But really, Thursday is the day, Friday is the day. Thursday, we have news right away at 7:30, unemployment claims. Unemployment claims is basically the new Powell speaks. We get big volume, big movement happening at that time. The market gets super volatile, which I love it. And I love the time that it's happening. It's happening at 7:30 Central Standard Time. 7:30 Central Standard Time, gold likes to move regardless. Gold likes to take a little 20, 30 pip kind of boost at that time of the day anyways. And then we have news and employment claims. So this really gives it that extra push. So we should see a nice big move happening at 7:30. Then of course we have 8:30, the opening bell. So that's why I like it that it happens before. We get a big movement, and then an hour later we get another movement with the opening bell. 8:45, so 15 minutes right after the bell. We have flash manufacturing PMI, flash services PMI, another good news that likes to give us lots of volume. But the one that I'm really interested on based off like what's the data going to say for future reference, because it's a big leading indicator as far as recession, is the existing home sales. I've been mentioning that for the whole entire year when it comes to wholesales to pay attention to home sales. Anything that is related to homes that is a leading indicator, that's the number one indicator. That in specific stocks a lot of times, like for example, we spoke about it last week at McDonald's, right? Like the McDonald's stock. It's not that you're really going to want to deep dive in. We don't even like buy, sell stocks here, but it's just one of those indicators to know really what's going on in a bigger picture. So home sales is something that we always pay attention to, and home sales is now orange, I think, for the first time in the entire year. So again, it's starting to give those indicators. So it's not that I'm excited because I'm going to trade at 9. It's more of I'm excited to hear what they're going to say just for like our day-to-day life, as far as what's happening in the world when it comes to the recession side of things, inflation, all that good stuff. Existing home sales is a really good one. So that's going to happen. Pay attention to that one at 9. And then we go into Friday. So corrections Friday. I'm not a big Friday trader as it is because the market likes to correct. And then we have our best friend, our buddy Powell speaking. So I will be trading this Friday because I love trading when Powell speaks. So 9, we have Powell speaks, new home sales again. So again, another home situation, and that's at the same time that Powell speaks. So big movement on Friday. So I like this week because I know we have a ton of new members that have joined akashx, and they're still joining right now akashx with our promotion because there's still 2 days left for the promotion to get your free 25K. If you're already in, that you're maximizing this, you're going ahead and sharing this with everybody that you know, so they could take full advantage of getting into akashx themselves as well. And if you already have an account and you want to get that second account that I always recommend, diversify, it's 50% off too. So we're gonna get a lot of new people coming in right now. So I like that the beginning of the week is kind of chill. gonna give a lot of people that time to really get comfortable with the buttons, watching the videos, know what the button does, know what the sell button does, that type of stuff. So when we get into that Thursday, Friday, you already have a few days already of motion, knowing what's going on to get ready for these news trades. But happy for this week. I'm happy that we still have some few days left. Like I said, don't wait until the last day. I'm happy that we still have some days left to make sure we're maximizing this promotion so everybody could get their 25K account free here with TradeX to trade with us, plug it into akashx, tap to trade, trade alerts, live sessions, the whole nine. So yeah, that's it for me. As far as what else I was gonna say, yeah, uh, get some of the stocks that are pretty important here that I've been looking through, and not that we do stocks, but again, with that situation, American Airlines is looking really good. It took a big dip. American Airlines is super strong, and I like looking at airline stocks because a lot of times that indicates pretty much strength for NAS, and it kind of lets us know sometimes what's going on. So right now, we obviously the WHO already officially announced and said that monkeypox now is an actual whatever. I forgot how they called it, whatever, some stuff to basically put some fear. And of course, it's politics. A couple months we're running into the presidency. So we're seeing that repetition of 2019, a lot of stuff that's happening right now. So some stocks that you pay attention to that are making big moves right now is American Airlines and Pfizer. I'm not trying to shake anything up, guys. Yes, you guys know me. I love conspiracy theories, but it's kind of weird that we're headed into presidential months here, right? We're heading into voting months. American Airlines Pfizer took a big dip. And then the WHO just announced that there's the monkeypox, they're taking it officially as a world, whatever global thing. So don't freak out, guys. Just know that you are in the right position right now for this time. You are prepping yourself. So if something like this happens, hey, 2019, like I've said a few different calls, 2019 when the pandemic, whatever you want to call it, happened, there was so many new like young millionaires through that crypto wave that happened, through the forex wave that happened, because they were positioned right before it happened. They went in, they signed up, they did what you are doing right now. So if this happens again, guys, again, it's something to fear at that point. On the contrary, in the most like nice way saying it, get excited in a sense, because it's like you guys are positioned right now to where if there is a big fall again, if there's a lockdown, all that sense, you guys have a skill set that nobody could take away from you, and that means that you could capitalize from this too at that point without harming anybody. I'm not wishing anything bad, but I'm just saying, like, hey guys, don't fall into the media side and get scared of it. On the contrary, like, get excited in a sense that you know you are ready. You're like, bring it, I'm good, let's go. So that's it for me. Pass it back to you, Rich.
Yeah, don't get too much into the conspiracies because you're gonna get our video flagged on YouTube, bro.
You have to mute it, like put the mute, whatever, just a little like thing, whatever, mute it coming
Bro, I'm gonna
back.
I'm gonna have YouTube saying like, yo, we're taking you down for false information, you know?
Oh, you already know it. You already know it.
Oh man. Nah, but honestly, man, it's very true, you know, what Brent is talking about. You know, these market outlooks, we're gonna get into charts, we're gonna give you guys some perspective on, you know, technical analysis and everything, but you know, people oftentimes kind of overlook the fundamentals a little bit. And I think that we saw over the last several weeks how we literally went from flash crash to recovery all in the span of a couple weeks. I mean, literally made like crazy headline news that we've had like worst days since 2020, 1987 for other countries. And now we're like back to where we were before those days. So like right now with elections, with the global climate, I think everybody can feel like politics is more of a conversation for the average person walking the streets right now. That's a market mover, without a doubt, right? So, you know, if this is your first month trading, first year trading, you don't know any better, right? But from people that have been doing this for several years, where we were trading since before last election, we've kind of seen election years, non-election years, COVID year, all type of stuff, and it definitely does change. And I think that you know, if you guys are plugging into these Sunday market or weekly market outlook calls, if you guys are tapping into our sessions and just staying in tune, you're definitely going to be, like Brent said, positioned to not get caught on your heels, right? I think when you are kind of already set with capital and a game plan, you guys can take advantage of that. All right. So let's dive into some charts real quick. We mainly just go over gold and NAS, guys, as that is basically our specialty. You know, Brent scalps gold and NAS in the mornings on his live sessions. So make sure you're tapping in with him on there. And then myself, I pretty much just day trade NAS from a more intraday to swing perspective. So we're gonna cover a little bit of both of that, right? And I'm really excited for NAS, but I'm gonna hold my tongue on that for just a bit, and we're gonna start with gold here really quickly. All right, now we got a lot of fire gold traders here in akashx, if you don't know by now. Not just Brent, but also people like Joel, and Javed. I mean, a lot of people are really gold traders on akashx. So we really got that unlocked, and I kind of want to just touch real quickly on, how powerful these market outlook calls are, because if you guys recall last week, when we were kind of in this area, me and Brent were going over like how we would be reacting this area. I think, Brent, if I recall, you were definitely looking at the buy positions. That ended up working beautifully. So gold is very, very bullish. I mean, we literally cracked that $2,500 mark. So we are in historical times, right? All-time highs for gold. All right. Now, typically, whenever we hit all-time highs, I'm somebody that is very like, okay, guys, let's not buy into the hype. We might see like a really strong downward push from here. However, we have kind of already seen gold make the headline news when we first got to like 2430. We saw a massive retracement, came back up, massive retracement. At this point, I don't think gold is showing us any signs soon that we should be returning back to lower prices. I know a couple weeks, couple months back, we had been looking at this push from the early like 2000 to 2100 area, expecting at some point for us to maybe rebalance the market a bit, but we just haven't gotten there. I think that, over the last several weeks, we've really formed some very solid areas of, if you want to call it, support, forming that doesn't really indicate that sell should be strong. So ideally for gold, we should be getting pullbacks, of course, but you should have the mentality of buying gold for now, just based simply off of market structure, right? We formed these lows at 2350, rallied to make some new highs above here, tried coming back lower, but ultimately we have just continued to break and close above 2460, 2480, etc. So again, do you want to buy the tops? Probably not. But for now, this is that last pullback area or area of demand. This is definitely from a higher time frame perspective though, because this is going to be a several hundred pip range, I'm assuming here. It's about like almost 500 pip range. But basically in this general area, right, from a 4-hour time frame, we can clearly see that this is that last area where, gold pulled back and now has eventually blown up and above that area, right? So buys are definitely the move. However, I would want us to correct somewhere into this general vicinity before we start to get higher prices again. We can see there's kind of like a key level somewhere around this price point. Oh, hold on. Right around here, right? Because we could clearly see that around, I would say 2480 is like the whole number that kind of rounds everything out here. From when we had this high point, and this high point here, right? So in general, this is a nice price point where I would actually like it to dip slightly below that, right, into this area. And if we can break back above that shifting structure, I think those are very strong buys to take us up into 2520, 2540 potentially. So I'm very bullish on gold. The only thing that would change my perspective on gold for shorting the market would be if, we kind of start breaking very aggressively below these lows and respecting this area of key level, right? I like to really look at key levels in general, but especially that I don't have my Liberty strategy set for anything other than NASDAQ. I rely a lot on key levels on the higher timeframes for gold for me to even want to touch it personally. So again, we already saw this lower level of like 2390 get touched a lot. This is that next level where we see a lot of touches in the market. So in general, anything above that is nice for buys. And if we start to really break below that aggressively, then I'd be looking to short that level and take us back to here. That's just the macro overall view that I have of gold. Again, Brent's going to really look at it from more of a scalper's perspective of how to get in and out of those moves with very tight stop losses. But that's what I have for gold right now. So overall, very bullish unless we break and close below 2430 aggressively. That would be my thought process. So I don't know if, Brent, you want to share your chart or...
Yeah, I can share really quick because it's pretty cool
And
how
by the
we
way,
have
real quick, man, did you say you had to go by like 8 or 8:30?
8:30.
Okay, okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, if it takes a little bit, I'll just miss my first or second pick, which
No,
side
no,
was
no,
the
you're
most
good. We'll
important. What?
definitely finish before. Nah, we'll
But
finish before 8:30 for sure.
we need to take care of the fam first. That's okay. Even if I have to make some trades later on to position myself better at my fantasy football, it's all right. All right, here, let me share this really quick here because I want to share it on my scanner. Because that's pretty much what you're saying here, right? So this is a 1 hour time frame. This is your level that you were saying of importance, right? The 2480, which is important because there was a fifth Elliott wave that formed out on the one, which that's the three. So that's why that top even confirms even stronger on what you're liking there as far as that level. The lowest that I could see it going, if it wants to do like an actual like big retracement, the lower it could probably do is like give us that 480, kind of fake us out a little bit and maybe go down to around 460 and then completely going up. But ultimately, really on the 1 hour, there's this candle right here that doesn't make sense, this white one. So this here, this level, if anything, we could retrace just to around 24.95 to maybe like that 24.80 if it wants to grab the full candle. But I think this candle right here in the 1 hour is super important. We had this happen on the 16th. I think this one really matters a lot. And that kind of sets up like, hey, this right here, that 2480 is our new actual support. Like this is what matters. That candle already gave us that confirmation. So that's the cool thing that it's not like we're kind of waiting and not really knowing what's happening because this one already confirmed us that. So let it just retest one more time that this is it. And we'll definitely continue going up on a higher time frame. I mean, we're starting to get fifth Elliott waves. But that really right now means nothing. It's way too early at this point, and we're already the way that the week opened already in itself. Like normally we see weeks open and want it wants to hit big moves, it would have already came down to like we would have already seen 2480 by now. Like the market's been open for already 3 hours. We would have already seen that tip if we wanted it to, but it's not. It's how it's fighting right now with these 15-minute, 30-minute, all these levels of support, the supply, demand, resistance, everything. It's all mixed up here to where it's not even letting it break this 25 fully. So I'm on it with you. I think we should still go up, especially we don't have nothing really news wise until Wednesday, Thursday. So I think we'll consolidate really and go up a little bit and consolidate, maybe hit those lows of 2450-ish and just bounce back and forth until Thursday, Wednesday, we get that big move either shot up or come down and retrace, and we might see that lower. But I'm with you at that point right now. I'll chill until Tuesday to scalp as I always do. It doesn't matter what's happening on the bigger time frame, but right now, overall for the week, I'm with you on that. We have some solid areas really to lay on, right? If it comes down to this 2480, we're excited. Doesn't mean that we're buying immediately, guys. It's more of, hey, this area is super important. Is it going to bounce off and we buy and we can fully buy with confidence, or do we wait, let it break, test, and drop, and now we're selling confidently off of that one? But I like that we're starting off the week with at least two key levels that are super solid there for us.
Fire. All right, cool. So that is what we got for gold. So guys, definitely stay in tune with trade alerts, with Tata trades, Brent's live sessions as well. You know, there's a lot of trades that Brent may be calling for gold that are in and out trades that you got to be on the session to really take advantage of it, because it's not, there's no way it's enough time for him to be able to send it out via alerts. I mean, it moves quick. But a lot of you guys already are a part of his session. So if you know, you know, right? But definitely always want to promote my guy here because he absolutely crushes it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and share screen for NAS. This is where I get excited now because this is definitely my baby right here. Now, if you've been on my sessions for the last week, I've been preaching about this 19,500 level. I know we talked about it last week as well, on our last Sunday, our weekly market outlook. I always say Sunday market outlook, where we were at lower prices and we were actually with the anticipation of bullish price action to maybe not necessarily get exactly to 19.5, but definitely 19.3, 19.4. And now that, you know, time has obviously passed and we've had the news events that have pushed price, we definitely see us now back at this major key level. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, this week is going to be crucial, most likely, right? At the end of the day, we don't control price. We don't really know what's ever going to happen, right? But we can make some very good I wouldn't even say predictions, but we create really good scenarios for both buys and sells depending on what type of price action we get. And right now, 19.5 is that level where, if you notice, this is where big trades are coming out of. What I mean by that is, if you look at what happened at 19.5, once we hit it, is we respected it, made a big push all the way to 20,100, came back down, respected, and made highs at 20,800, which is all-time high territory. Pushed back to it, made a small push until eventually we broke through it. And then this last major push was that huge like dip in the market that everybody was, freaking out. We had recession talks, all of that, right? So what does this mean? It means that now that we are at that major decisional level, from here, there's most likely going to be a scenario of new all-time high territory or us freaking out again. It's going to go one of the two ways, because again, this is a 4-hour time frame. This is not a 1 minute, a 5 minute that we're looking at here. We're looking at a very high time frame. And with that said, what is going on here? Okay. With that said, there is not a small trade to be expected here. There is a big trade to be expected here. This is like swing trade territory. All right. Now, when it comes to NAS, with what I do with my strategy, I need to really allow the Asian range to form for me to have like an entry signal that I'm very confident in, that's back tested. But even without the Liberty strategy that I do, just looking straight at price action, we can clearly see that we already had price, show some initial signs of pushing above this level. And then we had that massive sell-off. We did respect this very nice little demand zone that was hidden here, which has now pushed us right back above 2,500. So for the most part, 2,500 is going to be kind of like the atlas for us to kind of know where we're going, as far as, on the higher time frames. There is a lot of imbalance that was left behind from this huge volume push during news. And if you guys know how I trade and you've seen how, what we look for, those imbalances will always kind of fill in, right? But at the end of the day, you want to kind of keep going with the trend. You want to go with the momentum. And that is insanely bullish, right? Insanely bullish. So again, the major thing for me is going to be waiting until New York session tomorrow. And honestly, Mondays are not the best of days. You heard Brent, he doesn't even really like to touch, gold or really anything much on Mondays. But really, when it comes to the news events that we have starting Wednesday, I think that's really where we're going to get some nice pushes. But nonetheless, we're going to look at how it reacts around the Asian range from now to about 1 a.m. And then during New York session, kind of seeing if we break above this level or if we're going to start pushing below. All right. So this is just a major decisional level. You guys want to be prepared, because you can easily find potentially like one of those trades that go for 5-to-1, 10-to-1, risk to reward ratio scenarios. It doesn't happen often, but around these key levels, you can clearly see that it is a major point of emphasis in the market. So that's the way I look at NAS right now. Brent, you want to share your screen as well?
I don't think I'll need to share, to be honest. So I don't take up much time on that one. I'll just say that I'm with you at that point. If it drops, I want to see us come down somewhere around 19,250. It'll be a nice 50% retracement from pretty much the 15th to the 16th of August. Mainly the 15th, really. We had a big push. Like we had that big rally happen on the 15th around like 6 o'clock in the morning. And then it just kept on going up, and we haven't really come down for that 50. Yes, we dipped a little bit the following day, but I don't feel we took fully that 50% retracement down there. So I really like to see that 19,250. It would be nice for it to come down there first and then shoot up. But same thing, I'm bullish this week on NAS. But if we get bearish, I'm all for it, because there's so much room for us to go to it. So it's at a really nice position right now where NASA is. It's just exactly what you said, right? We just need to wait. Like we need to wait, let London play out, see what wants to happen, let the next few days kind of chill. But 90, that 250, I really like that 19,250 area. And to buy strongly from there. And if it breaks that area, then for me, that's kind of a zone to, okay, now we're shifting to sells.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think, this candle or these few candles right here came from unemployment claims, if I remember correctly. If that is Thursday, is that Thursday? Yeah, that was unemployment claims. So, something to look at, guys, is whenever we have, price kind of, trade aggressively during a news event, it always tends to kind of revisit that price either that same day or at some point later on. And again, a lot of that comes down to a lot of institutional positions here that just bought up the market, and there's really no sellers taking those other sides of those trades. So there's a lot of rebalancing. What's the word? Like it's just gonna gravitate to, or incentive. Incentive is the word. There's a lot of incentive for the market to want to rebalance at that point. So that's just giving us the bias for why things are gonna want to go the way they want to go. Honestly, when it comes to the bullishness, it's very simple for me. It's just the momentum, the trend, and the fact that we are technically right now above the major key level of 19,500. Right now, we're at like 19,566. So if we continue to hover over that, I'm all in for buys for sure. But if we start to really push below 19.5, we already know, or the way I look at it is we're going to either target this low first, and then the rebalancing of 19,250, like Brent said, maybe all the way to even 19,150 is how far I would want to confidently swing that there. So that's going to be a lot of pips, guys, a lot of points in the market. I mean, even from here, this is like, I don't know, 3,000 something pips, right?
It's
360
massive.
points.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Hey, if we go bearish, I'm happy. I'll take it. If we go bearish, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, honestly, again, the last really nice NAS trade came from like last Thursday, when we had news, right? I know some of us guys, if we can't trade news because we have restrictions with our prop firms, whatever the case is, obviously, we can't always take advantage of those. But I mean, the rule, I believe, is 2 minutes after news, right? So even if sometimes the news graces us with like just even a 5-minute candle that allows us to get out of that stipulation and still catch the big move, this was a massive move to the upside, like thousands of pips, and we can easily catch that on the sells. We just need to be a little bit more patient. At the end of the day, the easiest thing you guys can always do is pull up a sessions indicator or whatever that just shows you like New York session, and you can clearly see that the big rallies that happen on NAS are always during New York session, which for an experienced trader, it's obvious because we understand the stock market moves at that time. But at the end of the day, a lot of us may be newer. You've never you've never really had any education yet when it comes to the markets. And so trying to take trades right now or during London session or whatever, more times than not, when it comes to the indices, the stock market, NASDAQ, it's just something that you're just making it harder on yourself to catch a really nice move in the market, trading whenever there's not that institutional volume. So with gold, I think that's why you guys will see a lot more trades come in on like Sundays and whatnot, because gold is just something that, again, moves a lot during New York, but you can also find yourself in some pretty nice moves during Asia, during London, etc. So, yeah, man, that's pretty much what we got as far as the analysis portion of NAS and of gold. So yeah, I think we're ready for the week for sure, for sure. Again, guys, keep in mind those high impact news events, right? Always make sure, especially if you're on TradexMastery, I know a lot of us are maybe doing our challenge accounts. You want to be aware of the rules of not trading 2 minutes before and after. A question that we get a lot, I know Brent for sure gets a lot of questions in his chats and everything, is like, oh, like how, like, are we going to send trailers during news or not, right? At the end of the day, the educators are aware, and we're going to try to avoid that. But there's also times where Brent, again, is scalping during news on his sessions. And so maybe you want to have a secondary account. You want to pay to be able to trade news, whatever the case is, right? Because there are some real nice moves to be had whenever we have that high impact news. But yeah, man, other than that, guys, we have obviously a few days left on our promo. I know most of us here, if not almost all of us here, are all in akashx already. Take advantage, man. We have massive momentum. The energy is on our side right now when it comes to akashx, our brand, social media, the chats, our telegrams, everything is booming right now. And trust me, that energy is contagious, guys. Get around your leaders, get on these trainings, do whatever you can, because Brent's talking about preparation, right? When it comes to these moves in the market, looking at airline stocks, the monkeypox stuff going on, right? God forbid the shutdowns, the lockdowns, all this stuff that we saw happened very quickly, that can happen again, right? And trading is a space that blew up during a lot of uncertainty. And if you guys start to learn even just the basics, And even if you just promote that you're connected to the right educators, the right leaders, people that just know how to confidently navigate these uncertainties, man, you guys are going to absolutely blow your business up. And this is important because if you start to diversify your income streams, right, the way that Brent has, the way I have, the way that a lot of your leaders have, you're going to have a lot of that residual capital from helping other people learn the skill to go and invest into things like these stocks. Shout out to Armin as well, giving us amazing crypto plays, right? So guys, take advantage, right? Link up with your leaders. You have the power, you have the information. These Sunday market outlook calls are really just like a little taste of what we do on the live sessions and the type of value that we have with just 2 of the educators on the entire platform when we have like damn near 15 already. So a lot of exciting things happening, right? We have our Toronto event coming up. We got Dallas, Slovakia, UK, Dubai. So if you're not registered to one of these events, guys, whether you're in akashx or not, lock in. Get somewhere. Get around the fire, get around the info, make the contacts, make the handshakes, get the content, right? Because I promise you, those are the little things that are going to push your trading and your business to the next level. So that's all I got for my side. Brand, I don't know if you got any final words before we hop off here.
No, I mean, just kind of going back to what you said, right? An event is definitely important, guys. I mean, truly, truly, truly. I said it on the Super Saturday call, right? Like, there's 6 of them for the year, and you guys are in this for the long run. If you're here on a Sunday, what this call isn't an official akashx call, and you're here, that means I know you're serious. If you're watching the replay, and I'm not knocking you. I know there's a lot of people that we have from across the world, and you're probably sound asleep, but you're on the replay, so thank you. Same thing. This counts for you too, right? So, literally, like I said on the Super Saturday call, like, there's 6 left for the year. One is non-negotiable. You need to go to one. There's things in life like I know right now what situation where I'm at with my wife and our son, and we do this. We're looking to sell the house. Like there's so much going on to where it's like, okay, honey, it sucks. We're not going to be able to go to every single one this year as much as we'd love to, right? So one, we have to pick one. Thankfully, Dallas popped up, and we're like, hey, Fort Worth, let's go, 15-minute drive. So that worked out beautifully. But if not, we would have done what we had done, and we would have gone wherever we would have gone, like non-negotiable. Because really, when you get in the room, it changes. I love technology. I love being able to hop on a Zoom immediately and talk to somebody right away. Like, don't get me wrong, but now that you're in, you want to like really strengthen that commitment that you make to yourself, remind you. And that's like I've told myself, I told that story for a very long time, right? I've been here almost for 2 years. I joined the akashx as an educator. I told Matt, I told like, hey, I don't build. You remember me, bro, from him. I do not build. Like, but I know how to trade. My record's there. I'll be an educator all day. First 30 days, I was an educator, didn't even log into my daily choice, didn't know nothing. I didn't even know we had the brands that we had until I went to the Dallas event, went to boot camp. Went to boot camp that same month, like less than 30 days later, 1K rank. Went to Nashville event, 2K event. My wife got into real estate. It's in her first 30 months. She sold a half a mil, like right away out of an event. And I mean, that's not even like akashx related, right? But what an event did for her own career too, just skyrocketed immediately, right? That's the importance of these events. So lock into one for sure, for sure, for sure. Lock into our sessions. Obviously, Rich, you're live back again Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 8 Central, right? 7? 8?
Yeah, my sessions are 8 p.m. Eastern, 7
7
Central.
Central. Yeah.
Yeah, Tuesday,
7
Wednesday,
Central.
Thursdays. Yep.
Yep, same thing. I'm on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 a.m. Central. Rich is same days, 7 p.m. Central. So make sure you're locking into both of our sessions, every other educator session that you can. Watch the replays, do what you got to do. Tomorrow, my mindset Monday call. It's going to be a special edition. It's going to be with my wife and myself. So we're both going to be running that one. It's going to be a really cool one. So if you are married, if you have a significant other, this is a really good event because it really shows like the other side that isn't really spoken at that point, especially if your partner maybe is not all in or one is, one's not, all that good stuff. So we're going to have a really good call tomorrow. We're doing it a little bit earlier than normal. Tomorrow will be 6 Central. He'll be at 6 Central, so that's already posted. So make sure you tap into those. Again, get into your chats, guys. Get into your chats, live on those chats. Don't mute them. There's a ton of good calls. I know Candace is having a mindset call tomorrow. I know there's opportunity calls happening tomorrow all throughout the day. So like there's so much action right now happening with the momentum that we have to where you need to take advantage, guys. I know for those that have been in akashx for a while now, you guys know that maybe we were running maybe one out call a week because it was just based off the speed, right? Based off the momentum, based on like there's no sense in educators running opportunity calls 3 times a day for a whole week nonstop when the momentum is not there, right? But right now it's there. Like it's there. We're having opportunity calls daily, multiple times throughout the day because it's growing fast, and we need to take advantage of these next 2 days because it makes the difference, right? Bringing it back a little bit into the trading aspect, close out with that. One of the tips that I always tell people that sign up directly, right? When you sign up directly with one of us, at least what I like to say to somebody, like on the real, like 1-to-1, no smoke, no nothing, like don't pay your membership. That's the first thing you need to figure out. How can I not pay my membership? You're not going to do it by cheating because there's no way to do that, right? So the only way to not pay your membership in akashx is getting 3 and free. Get that immediately. I don't care how much money you have. You could say, oh, I got it. I don't care. Subconsciously, it's going to mess with your trading. Get rid of that monthly membership, 3 and free. Second best tip I can give you is obviously you don't chase the dollar. Those chase the dollars, chase the pips. You're looking at the pips, you're looking at the movements, making sure you're correct on, hey, I drew this up, I did it right. Obviously, the money comes with it. The more pips you get, the more money you're going to get, but you're chasing the pips, the skill set, not getting caught up in the money, right? And then lastly, right, when you're trading with pure profits, when you're trading with pure profits, game changer. How do you trade with pure profits? Get yourself a commission. Let MDC pay you every month. I say this not bragging, not past and promise future guys. Like for the first time ever, like my wife and I, we hit in one specific business, we hit over 100K in less than a year. Like normally I would do that in a full year for my 9 to 5. I would work 40 plus hours a week and I would get paid 100K. We made 100K in 7 months. Like when you're trading with it's a situation of like, cool, like I'm not worried about losing this trade and it's my last $100 and I'm done. Nah, cool. I'm looking at the trade, no concern in the world because I already know I have a commission check coming through. I'm good. Once you get those three things lined up, your trading skyrocket. Your trading will change. The charts will start talking to you. The candles will start talking to you. It's like another guy that I like to watch a lot. He does a lot of mindset. He involves it in trading. He says like your cat could jump over and hit your keyboard and you'll win the trade. Like it changes completely. I don't like cats, but he says that reference, right? Like it changes completely when you can get those three things. And right now, the next 2 days until the 20th, you could hit all of those. In the next 2 days, if you actually say you lock in and say, hey, in the next 48 hours, I'm going to definitely do this for me, for my family. I'm going to make the difference. I'm going to go get my 3 and free so I don't have to pay a monthly membership. I'm going to get 4 so I don't worry no more. Might as well, while I'm at it, let me get another 2, 3, and let me help them. And next thing you know, now I'm 1K and now I have a rank. So guess what? I'm not paying my monthly membership and I have a rank. So now I know I have 5, 6, $700 coming to me every month. Bro, and all in the next 48 hours, that can happen to you right now because it's so easy right now to go and say, hey, listen, I have no idea what this my mom. I'm gonna tell you what my mom does, right? So I don't keep on dragging this. My mom has been trading now with us ever since Tap the Trade. And still to this day, they'll ask her, hey, I see what you're doing, whatever, with your son, you're trading, right? And she's like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea. I just downloaded an app, tap the trade comes in, I approve it, they get a trade alert. My son taught me on a video how to copy and paste it literally, and I'm just doing it. I have no idea what I'm doing, but hey, look. Here's my account. Check this out. Look at the results chat with everybody else in the community, how much they're doing. And guess what? They'll tell her, how do I sign up?
Yep.
How did you sign up? She doesn't go through a whole breakdown of I do this, and I learned this, and I waited until I learned it. She didn't do all that. She just went right away into it of saying, hey, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm doing it. Get ready. And guess what? You're getting a free 25K account right now. Are you in? Or are you in? That's all you got to do. Literally,
That's the
like right
thing,
now, it's so
man.
easy for you guys.
That's the thing. Right now, the ability to get capital, guys, even if you're in akashx right now, you've been with us, you're getting 50% off right now, TradexMastery account. So I hope some of you, or I hope all of you have realized that, right? Like even if you already have a funded account, I know eventually you're going to want to scale to a higher size. Like lock in the price. Like you can have it sitting on the sidelines. You can trade it in the future because I think this will probably be the last time, at least for a long time, that they're going to give any discount, especially 50% off. So if you're even if you have a personal account and you like it, like secure a funded account for way cheap. There's no way there's a company right now doing those prices. Like there's just no way, right? But akashx, TradeX, they want to make this happen for all the new wave of members that we have coming in. So yeah, guys, we're wrapped up with this call. For all of you who are wondering, like, man, like you guys are talking about events, whatever. Like, how does one look like? I wanted to share this real quick. It's like 20 seconds. This was our first ever Tap and Experience event that was about almost half a year ago out in Vegas. And this is like probably going to be half the size of the rooms or less than what you're going to see these next couple of this next month in Canada, UK, etc. But guys, live trading, right? In depth, trainings live. It's just incredible. So I want to show you guys this real quick. This is a little peek of what Tap and Experiences are like gonna be, except they're gonna be even better than this because now we already know how to make it even better, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna play this real quick. Being profitable if you give it enough of a sample size. And my boy Brent right there, live trading.
Live Tap to Trade event here. We won. We made some money, but I'm gonna ask these guys out here in Vegas if they made some money real quick. So real quick, if you make money, I want to hear you guys scream blue. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
So what if failed?
So that is literally a little bit of what the Tap and Experiences are like. Again, gonna be a way bigger room. But man, we got incredible trainers at all these different events, guys. So register. We'll see you guys there. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this Sunday market outlook. So appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight. As always, Brent, thank you for being here, bro. I wish you all the best on your fantasy draft. I hope that you pick correctly and get that first place. But guys, I will see y'all in the chats on the live sessions this week. Anything you need, please let us know, guys. And the recording will be available on YouTube very shortly. I just got to like edit it now with Marianne here and post it. So be on the lookout for that. But guys, appreciate y'all. God bless. And let's run it up.